Listas, Cremvese Azantes. Welcome, video lovers. Welcome to TacNerd 1.0. Fellow humans, welcome to Wheelgun Wednesday. Thought I would start maybe putting some of these out there. I do have a fairly good collection of wheel guns, or revolvers, as they are more commonly known. So I thought I would do with this first one is show what I think is my most prized collection, and that is my K-22 Masterpiece. This one comes by, as many of these are, as a hand-me-down, kind of a family heirloom, as it were. And this was given to me by my father, who was given it to him by his father. And these were, I think in my family now, it's going to be 3 generations used this pistol. I think 4 generations used it, 3 learned on it, and hopefully more soon. First, a little bit about this. You've probably seen some about it before. This is the Smith Wesson K-22 Masterpiece, and it was first developed as the K-22 Outdoorsman in 31. That was pre-war. Things obviously right before the Second World War, things would get a little hairy, and not a lot of sales would happen there. And of course, the Great Depression also put a damper on that as well. But believe it or not, these still did pretty well. They were introduced post-war as part of Smith's K-22 Masterpiece series, and you can see some of that on the box here. That included the K-22, of course, this one, the K-32, which was the 32 Smith & Wesson long, the K-38, which is, of course, the 38 Special, K-38 Target Combat Masterpiece, and the K-38 Combat Masterpiece. And you can see that here, companion gun to the K-32 and K-38 Masterpieces. Note, I also in my family is the K-38 Masterpiece. My grandfather bought both of them together. Believe it or not, they were shipped to him. I still have his return address, or his shipping address, which he kept. That one is not in my care. That one is in the care of my sibling. These were designed primarily as target shooters for small game hunters, training purposes. And of course, they featured some of Smith & Wesson's finest quality and craftsmanship. Even at the time, said that the craftsmanship rivaled custom guns that you would have made. This, of course, is the pistol here. Now, the wax paper, the famous Smith wax paper, this I don't believe is original. I think I got this. It's just a other pistol. I think pretty sure the design was different, but we do have that. You can also see most of the instructions were on the box, and that's the way they pretty much did it for these. And you can see there's all of the relevant information you need was pretty much right there. Now, I also have this insert. This is not original, and I wish I did have the original one. I might be able to try to find one. I don't know if there was one introduced with this version or not, or if that's all that they had was just what was on the lid. I'm not quite sure about that. As you can see, though, I do have the screwdriver and the cleaning supplies right there, which these are also highly sought after. So some of the distinguishing features of the K-22, of course, this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, deep bluing that I don't even think is available anymore. Obviously Smith still makes blued guns, but this level of craftsmanship, when they say they don't make them like this anymore, they truly do not make them like this anymore. Just the action. It just feels amazing in the lockup. There's no movement. I have other Smiths. Even those are not as good as this one. And I've shown this on my channel before. I don't often bring it out. I don't often use it because, as I said, it is an heirloom and I wouldn't want anything to happen to it, but I do really, really enjoy shooting it, I have to say. So again, some of the other highlights, the case hardened trigger and hammer. You can see there. Beautiful case hardening, color case hardening. Also, you can see here at the top, see along, it has the tapered barrel rib. Now, this is early on with the very early models. You'll see that it does have the pinned barrel right there, and of course the diamond grips. I believe they're called manga grips. Serial number is on the inside of the grips. I'm not going to take them off just to show you, but they are. So you have that diamond pattern on the inside, and then a larger diamond on the interior here. Just beautiful, beautiful grips. Just an absolutely gorgeous pistol. My grandfather took very good care of his stuff. I would say the bluing on this one is 90 to 95% still there. And I do keep this one oiled pretty well. I keep a light coat on the outside of it just to make sure. But you can see very nice sights, adjustable rears, the deep, deep roll marks and etching. Just a wonderful, wonderful pistol. Really some of Smith's finest works. Now, they still make this pistol. I believe it's the Model 17 now. I have seen some. There's no comparison to the quality, I have to say. Let's talk about the box just a little bit.
What's in the box?
These early ones, they had the kind of mustard or goldish color with the blue. And of course, you would get, as I said, you get the cleaning rod, the screwdriver as part of that, and then the aluminum cleaning rod there. So I think one of the things that really, really helps this, the provenance on this pistol, is the fact that it has a known provenance by a known veteran who purchased this upon returning home from the war, and again handed down through his family. So really is something special. Just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful pistol. I'm probably not going to bring this out as much anymore. I do have it is a very good test vehicle, and as I said, it's a beautiful, beautiful gun to shoot. But I was basically using this again as a just to test out ammo, because it does have the 6-inch barrel, which is great for testing. But I do have a Heritage Rough Rider now, so I'll probably just use that. Not that there's any comparison at all in quality, but that one will get the job done for testing, where this one can remain as a heirloom. So again, some of Smith's finest work. I think, I don't know, as I said, they're still producing these, just not the same level though. Although I still really like Smith as a company. Smith and Wesson is a great company. They do make a great product. I don't believe any company right now can do what these old world craftsmen did. I just don't think this level of bluing, as I said, is possible. I know even with the Colts, when Colt reintroduced the Python, which we all knew that they were going to do eventually, I didn't think that they were going to be able to hold to what they were, and I don't think they did. There is something to say for lost craftsmanship. Uh, there are advancements in technology and craftsmanship, but sometimes that old stuff is lost. You just can't, you can't go back sometimes. I think it would take, as I've often talked with others about older manufacturing techniques, different weapons. We've talked before about, if they were to reintroduce something like an SKS or something like that, yeah, could we make one? Yes. It would take, at least in my opinion, I think it would take forever to research and be able to set up a factory to make them. And by the time you did, it would be an ungodly amount of money to produce something like that. And I think again, I think you're looking at the same for something like this. So beautiful weapon. These are available. They do come up in auctions if you look hard enough. One like this is going to cost you, but you can get shooter grade ones now with the prices the way they are now. It's probably going to be upwards of 1,000 quatlus, but you can get cheaper ones. You can get shootable quality ones made through like maybe 70s, 80s, stuff like that. Maybe 700, 800 used. You might be able to find them, but obviously with the box and all the equipment, it's going to be even better if you can get that even for a later model one. Current model ones are probably going to have the frame lock, which I don't really care for. And if this was going to be as a competition weapon, I don't think I would want one like that. I think I would probably go for an older model if that's what you were going to get. Folks, that is about all I can tell you for the K-22 Masterpiece. Again, beautiful weapon, elegant firearm for a more civilized age that has long passed us now, but still something that I enjoy taking out. I enjoy shooting with family and friends, something we should all enjoy anyways. Folks, that is about it. That's all I have for you today. If you like this sort of content, if you like the Wheelgun Wednesday, leave a note down below if you have a K-22 Masterpiece, or if you're looking for one, or if you have a family heirloom that you hold dear. Please let us know down below and we'll get a discussion started. Folks, this is TacNerd. Stay alert, stay ready, and remember, TacNerd is your friend in the apocalypse. That's it, folks. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
Welcome to TacNerd 1.0. I hope you liked the video, and remember to like, share, subscribe, and let us know what you think by making a comment below.